I need you to listen carefully. If you hear something faint right now, something you can't quite place, stop listening, because the first thing it ever did was wait until I noticed it. It began on a Tuesday. That matters, because Tuesdays don't feel important. They don't carry weight. They don't leave marks in your memory. If this had started during a storm, or on a holiday, or in the middle of something dramatic, I would have blamed my imagination. But it didn't. It started on a perfectly normal Tuesday afternoon, while I was sitting at my desk at work. Staring at a screen I had already forgotten how long I had been looking at. That's when I heard it. Not loud. Not sudden. Just present. A faint, deliberate sound that didn't hum, or buzz, or echo. It stopped and started, like it was paying attention. Like it was waiting for gaps in the room to exist. I leaned back in my chair and asked my coworker Mark if he heard it. "Hear what?" he said, eyes still on his monitor. The sound paused, then resumed. A soft tap, like knuckles against glass from very far away. "Never mind," I told him. That was the first mistake I made. By the time I got home, the sound had changed. It wasn't louder. It was closer. It didn't come from the walls, or the ceiling, or the vents. It didn't have a direction. It lived in the spaces between things. Between the refrigerator's hum and the ticking clock. Between one thought and the next. That night, every time I started to fall asleep, the sound would stop, as if it knew I was listening. Then it would continue. If you're still with me, that's good. That means you're listening the right way. 3 days later, it said my name. Not out loud. Inside the sound itself. I froze in my kitchen, with one hand on the counter. My heart beat loud enough to feel in my jaw. "Hello?" I whispered. The sound stopped. Then something settled into my head that wasn't mine. "I know you can hear me." There was no voice, no tone, no volume. It felt like a thought that hadn't originated in my mind, placed gently where it didn't belong. I called my sister immediately. "Do you hear anything strange?" I asked. "Like tapping or breathing?" She laughed, told me I was stressed, told me to get some sleep. That's when I realized the worst part. Everyone else could hear the sound. They just couldn't hear what it was saying. I started asking people carefully. Neighbors, co-workers, cashiers. Most shrugged, but a few paused. "Yeah," one woman said slowly. "Now that you mention it, there is something." Her eyes unfocused while she listened. "What does it say?" I asked. She frowned. "Say?" Her phone rang before I could explain. She didn't come into work the next day. No one ever brought her up again. On the 7th night, it told me the truth. "We are not speaking," it said. "We are aligning." It explained that the sound was always there, slightly out of phase with human perception. Most people filtered it out the same way they filtered background radiation or the pressure of their clothes against their skin. But some brains were tuned just wrong enough to notice. And once you noticed, you were closer. Closer to what? I asked. The sound paused. It always pauses before something important. Replacement. I haven't slept in 4 days. The sound doesn't pause anymore. It talks constantly now, overlapping my thoughts, finishing sentences before I can form them. It's helping me write this. Because once you're aware of the sound, once you read about it, your brain listens just a little harder. Just for a moment. And that's all it needs. If you hear something faint right now, something that wasn't there before, I'm sorry. It means I wasn't fast enough.